Welcome back. In this demonstration I'm going to show you how to make this little origami blowfish. I chose this model because it uses a modified fish base and wanted to include this in part of my origami curriculum. So depending on where you are in the world, you can use origami paper, or if you're in class and you need to use a regular sheet of paper, you can take this top piece, roll it down to make the origami triangle, and then continue rolling that until these two edges on this side meet and are exactly parallel, and then fold that with your bone folder right along the crease and get a nice diagonal crease there, and then cut this bottom piece off here. Okay, once you cut that bottom piece off, you will have a perfect square, and I like to think of it as an origami square since most of our origami starts with that square. Or some kind of variation of that square. Alright, so there's the origami square, and depending on what piece you are using, you can start with the colored side in, or if you just have white paper, you can use either side. Okay, so there's our beginning crease for making our square. Then the directions tell you to fold it again, so that we get a crease right down this diagonal. So take the point with the line on it already and fold it over so that we have what I like to call the origami X, which means we have two diagonal lines running through our paper. Then this is where the modified fish base idea comes in. Normally for a fish base you would start here and fold it all the way into the center, but these directions tell you to fold it a little less than that, about so far, and you have to kind of estimate how far you want that to fold. But the trick is, on the first fold you want it to be nice and pointy. You want this triangle, this white triangle here, to come to a point at the edge. Okay, and you want to do the same thing for the other side. So I'll rotate my model and get this about the same triangle for the second side here. Okay, once you've finished that, I'm going to rotate it back so it's on the right side like the directions. It says to take this and see where this diagonal comes here. You're going to want, from our previous diagonal fold, you're going to want to just kind of fold and use that as your guideline for where you're going to fold. And the back side, or sorry, the right side, shows you to have this regular here and have this triangle a little smaller. So I'm going to do the same thing up here and use this fold crease right there. Sorry, I folded that a little bit too far. There we go. I want those two to pretty much match. Okay, then it says, then this I would say is the kind of the modified fish base. What they want you to do now is kind of take this piece here and fold it back out to be the fin for our blowfish that will then stick out here on this side. And depending on how you pull that back out, you can kind of overlap those pieces a little bit so it sticks in. In the directions, it shows the fin kind of at an angle here and here to that previous piece. So you can pull that out and kind of work it so that it's right along that edge there. Okay, so there's our two fin pieces for like a modified fish base. Then it says flip your model over and fold this point back to the center line and crease it, and take the other side here, which will end up being the head, and fold it back to the center line. Okay, then it says take this piece here and valley fold it for a pleat fold towards the front. And this will actually be the tail fin. Then it says to open this up, kind of fold it right along a valley fold here, which will end up making a squash fold. So if we open this up and fold right along there and take this triangle and squash it down like that, it's asking you to do a squash fold. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to lift it up and valley fold about right there and take the remainder here and squash it like so. And it should look something like that when you're done. Then it says to valley fold this whole piece right along the center there. And the final step is to take this little triangle here and just mount and fold it inside. So I'm going to take this piece, mount and fold it around inside like that, and mount and fold, or sorry, valley fold this side in to match. And then you can take this fin here and flip it down. Flip the model over, take this fin and flip it down. And then you have your blowfish. And it says you can then draw an eye on about right there. Okay? And that is how you make an origami blowfish.